Hi! Last time I spoke about maintaining the dream once you're in it and staying lucid once you've achieved it. And one of the biggest challenges with this is avoiding all of the distractions that your mind conjures up for you in the dream.
Distractions all around, you're losing your focus.
As you probably know, when you're dreaming, everything you see, the people, the places, the scenery, the whole world is created by your mind. It's all a projection coming from your subconscious, made up of your memories and experiences, your fears and desires. And all dreams are created in this same way. So regardless of whether it's a normal dream or a lucid dream, if you have a negative thought, it'll manifest itself and it'll appear in front of you or maybe behind you. And it probably won't be something very pleasant because it'll be a manifestation of an inner fear. So it's important to be aware of your thoughts and to have a certain level of control over your mind so that you can let go of these irrational fears and negative thought patterns when they arise. And this is where meditation comes in as another useful tool for lucid dreaming. Being able to quieten down your mind and be in control of these distractions when they arise while you're awake, that ability will carry over into your dreams and stop them from becoming nightmares. As I spoke about earlier, the nightmare that led to my first ever lucid dream involved some childhood fear manifesting itself as a monster in the cupboard at the bottom of the stairs. But when I got a bit older, another deep-rooted fear started to manifest itself as something far more terrifying, this time living in my bedroom cupboard. I would wake up and I would lie for a while, and then something would start to pull the covers off of the bed. I would fight back terrified, but it would pull the covers right off. Other times I would wake up and I would start to get dressed, and as I did, the cupboard door would fly open and the contents of the cupboard would fly around, and I'd always run out of the house terrified and wake up. And even after it had happened a few times, and even when I knew I was dreaming, I'd still just get out of the house as fast as I could because it was just too scary. It wasn't until I was older that I realised that these entities can be manifestations of deep-rooted irrational fears, and that our instinctual response to them is to run away. And even years after I'd left that house, I'd still occasionally wake up in a dream in that bedroom where I grew up, and the entity was still there in the cupboard. So I knew that whatever fear was manifesting itself as this thing, it was still there in the back of my mind. And even when I was lucid, it was still too scary to face up to it. I would always run away. I guess it was like a fear of spiders, where you can tell yourself it's just a small creature and it can't hurt you, but next time you see one, you scream and run away. This entity was on that level for me. But I started to do meditation when I was in my 20s, and when it came to facing up to this entity, it was extremely helpful. Being able to quieten down my mind and not give in to that irrational fear to run away allowed me to go into a lucid dream, travel to the house where I used to live, and face up to this demon which had taken up residence in my cupboard for nearly 20 years at this point. There was never anything to see, it was always just a horrible presence, but when I did finally confront it, it went totally berserk and whipped up the contents of the cupboard into a terrifying whirlwind. But I stayed focused and I walked towards it, repeatedly saying, "This is my dream, you can't hurt me, I'm not afraid." And as I did, the door started to bang open and closed, and all the time there was this horrible roaring rumbling noise as I approached, and there were clothes and toys and books and shoes flying past my face. But I just kept focused and kept walking, and when I got to the cupboard, the entity was gone. Then a couple of days later, I realised I'd lost my fear of the dark. Because even at that point in my late 20s, I still had that silly fear of the dark, where you switch the light on when you go to the toilet during the night, and when you come back, you jump the last couple of feet into bed just in case there's something lurking under there, ready to reach out and grab your ankles. So as you can see, having that type of control over your mind through meditation can come in handy, not only for keeping your lucid dreams free of unnecessary distractions, but also for eliminating negative thought patterns and irrational fears from within. And this is something that I'll speak about in more detail in the next couple of videos, because I'm going to look at something called dream goals, little missions that you plan to carry out when you're lucid. Thanks for watching.